Hello there, friend. I hope you're having a great day. This is Ed, and I'm continuing a lesson in Matthew 11, verse 28, where Jesus makes a promise. And we're talking about faith. And some people say faith is empty. How can you believe? Here's a verse where Jesus makes a promise. He says, "Come unto me, all of you who are weak, heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls." So that's the verse we're talking about, and we're just talking real deal life. Last lesson we talked about being heavy, under a heavy load, and the need to face that, to embrace the suck and face that. Today I want to talk about being weak. We don't like being weak, right? Who wants to be jumping up and down, say, yippee, 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 I am weak? But we are. Right today, it's very cold. I have to wear a lot of layers of clothes. Why? Because I'm weak. I've had to eat twice today because I need food to keep this body going. I've got to drink beverage, V8, low sodium, good stuff. But I got to take these things in because my body, if I don't, it will perish. It will stop working. I need to sleep. I got to get my 6, 8 hours of sleep a night. Otherwise, this body will just spin out. I am very mindful in the many ways that God helps me to make aware that I am weak. And yet, in my person, in my sinful nature, I don't like to be weak. I like to be in control. Are you with me? I think all of us love to be in control. And doesn't it start early? I mean, you see that toddler he's toddling, and he cruises up on that piece of furniture, and he just wants to walk in the worst way, and he wants to do it himself. He's got to do this himself. And so he struggles and he falls and he struggles and he falls, and slowly he's toddling, and then he's walking, and then he's running, and everything to be free, or the appearance of free. The fake, false freedom that I have control of my life. We even sing songs. You're old or you're young, so you're not like me. You don't remember this guy, Frank Sinatra, who sang a song that said he did it his way. But I think there's probably many songs today that play the same thing. That's all about you finding your way, doing it your way. It seems like that's the premise of most Disney movies anymore, is typically a young heroine girl who, against all reason, finds her own way and finds her happiness. Garbage. Yeah, we can talk. Again, one of my rules, I want to have a dialogue with you. If you disagree with me, hey, talk to me. I want to hear what you have to say. Totally. I actually don't like hearing my own voice, but it's worthwhile doing this to me if we can get a dialogue. I value what you have to say. Don't have to believe everything. Just take it in. And if it sounds good and it makes sense, amen. And if it doesn't, it's okay to say, the old man, you're crazy. I'm okay with that. But I want you to think about, last week we talked about embracing the suck, facing the heavy loads you carry. Today, I want you to do an inventory of what you fill your life with every day and whether it's really filling your life. What do you mean? Well, let me give you an analogy. So, let's say they made this magical peanut butter parfait. I love peanut butter parfaits. I love a hot fudge peanut butter parfait with hot fudge and nuts, nice layers of vanilla, whipped cream on top, a little cherry. That's a beautiful thing. So it's what I like. So that's what we're going to use as the illustration. If you have some other food that you really, really like, go with it. So now imagine, here is this peanut butter parfait. And it's incredible. They have made it so it has all the yummy flavor, but it has 0 calories. Does this not sound like the bomb diggity? Oh, so what do? You eat the peanut butter parfait with no guilt, no hesitation, no reservation. And it's so good. But shortly after you eat it, your stomach says, oh, that was delicious, that was yummy, we are full. At the same time, your brain is sending a message, probably through the hypothalamus, saying, we're hungry. You haven't fed us. The stomach says, oh, no, man, we just had a peanut butter parfait. It was delicious. Brain says, yeah, well, there was no calories there. We got no energy. I'll eat another peanut butter parfait. Yes. Just yum, 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 yum. Eat that thing, enjoying all the hot fudge goodness, all the nutty saltiness with the cold cream and the hot of the fudge all blending. Oh, so good. Now your stomach is like, hey, we are full. But your brain's like knocking on the door saying, hey, dude, we're tired. We got no energy. You didn't put any calories into us, so you gave us nothing to energize us off of. So what if you had a diet of nothing but these peanut butter parfaits? Well, guess what? At the end of a few short weeks, you would die from starvation because you haven't eaten any calories. Here was this thing that looked so good, that tasted so good, that you could eat and eat and eat and eat and eat, and you starved to death. That is what some of you are in the process of doing right now. There are some of you who stay up to the wee hours of night looking at pornography on your computer, masturbating away, just sure that this is fulfilling your desire. But you have not fulfilled, you have not, here's the word I'm going to use, you have not satisfied yourself. You have gratified yourself. Ed, what's the difference? Very good question. Gratification is something you do that lasts for a mere moment. Satisfaction is something that lasts a long, long time. So if you do something that satisfies for a moment, guess what? Very quickly, you're going to need to do it again. So if you eat that peanut butter parfait and it has no calories, you're going to need it quickly again. If you're turning to pornography and masturbating and you're getting that little brain thrill, that little euphoric drug for a second, guess what? You need it again and again and again. And it owns your soul. It sucks, doesn't it? If you're that person who is just sure that a relationship will fulfill you, but actually it's just gratifying for a moment. You get on the computer and you keep flipping right until you find that person, and then you text or you call or you do that fling for a little bit, but it doesn't last. You're on relationship 52, 53. Somehow there's always a problem with that person. There's not a problem with you. Is it not time to ask whether you're just gratifying your sinful nature? I can remember when I was in college, I had a friend. It was hilarious. We would go to the bar And, you're there to drink, pick up girls. And he would invariably take on the persona. Every Friday was like, well, who are you going to be today? And he'd be like, oh, I'm going to be a physical therapist today, or I'm going to be a doctor. And he'd meet some girl, and he would play on like he had this job and he was this person, and he would get their phone number, and that was his thrill. He would get the phone number. And of course, he would never call them because at some point they realized he's a fake. But for whatever reason, that gratified his nature, that he felt like for a moment he was somebody because girl took interest in him because he had a fake job that he pretended. Is that not silly? Well, what are you doing? Let me ask you this. Do you spend day after day on Pinterest? Are you just looking at the dream things you want in your apartment or your house, or you could do this, or you could do that? Are you not just pissing away your life? Is it gratifying? How do you know? You keep going back to it again and again and again, and you never feel satisfied. This is the wonderful thing about Christianity. You see, when you're weak and heavy laden, you're weak and you can surrender that to the Lord, you can find that rest in Him. When you take His yoke upon you, you can find in doing His work satisfaction. You can look at what you've done with the day and be, oh, man, that felt great. You won't be constantly running, trying to get another fix, another buzz, looking for that next high. Because more than likely, if you don't have Jesus, that's what you're doing now. And so I want to tell you, I want to ask you, be a man, be a woman, look deep inside. Take a cold, hard look at yourself and ask yourself, what are you doing in your life that's gratifying, that you're just filling yourself with, something that's just going to last a moment, something that you're going to have to do again and again and again, having that another beer and another beer and another beer, being involved in sports and just following your team and being all bent out of shape, whether a call is right or wrong or how your star player is doing. Whatever it is, own it. If you want to grow, if you want to change, you got to start with looking at reality and ask yourself, what is it in your life that owns your soul? What is it that's your crutch? Most of us have a crutch. And here's the problem with the crutch. I had a friend back in college. I used to lift weights. I used to be very big because I was a very angry person and I put all my energy into lifting weights. I had a lot of anger. I got big. And I lifted with some great guys who were bigger than me. And there was one guy, Pooh Bear. Now, a guy with a name like Pooh Bear, you are either some kind of a wimp or you are a big, big dude. Well, he was big. One day, Pooh Bear broke his leg. He was in an accident and busted one of his legs, and he was in a cast that went from his foot all the way up to his hip. Now, Pooh Bear is a determined man, and so he would be lifting weights, he would be doing one-legged squats, and he would be doing his upper body and abs and all that. So for 6 weeks, though, that leg had nothing. And what happened is that muscle, I was not getting any workouts. So at the end of 6 weeks, when they take the cast off and we're looking and we're laughing, if you're a big-time gym rat, the one thing that's more funny than anything else is a guy who only works on his upper body and he has chicken legs. He's a huge upper body and he's got these spindly little legs to carry all that weight. So here's poor Pooh Bear. His one thigh is 32 inches. His other one is now 26. He's got chicken leg. And of course, in love, we're letting him know he has got chicken leg, chicken leg, chicken leg. And of course, he's chasing us around. Thankfully, he's still hobbled, so he can't catch us because that would have been bad. Well, if you have that thing in your life that gratifies your sinful nature, you got a bad case of chicken leg. This thing is keeping you from growing and developing. So take the time, examine your life. And again, please, I'd love to hear from you. If you're like, Ed, you're full of beans, talk to me. If you're like, yeah, Ed, I'm facing this thing and I'm afraid because it owns me and I don't know how to let go of it. I get it. Let's talk. But you wrestle with it, and let's continue on looking at this verse, and let's find what you're actually really, really looking for, which is rest. You be blessed. Bye.